Here is 2.3 to 2.5 test corrections. So there are 4 different elasticities that you need to know as a microeconomic student. There's PED, PES, XED, and IED, income elasticity of demand. And PED stands for price elasticity of demand. And it measures how sensitive a quantity demand is to changes in price. So there's inelastic and elastic. It's exactly what it sounds like. Inelastic is not easily changed. So the line would be steeper. For example, let's say we moved it to the right. Notice how quantity demand does not shift as much, right? So some traits of inelastic demand is that there's few of it, there's no substitute, and the quantity and the elasticity coefficient is less than 1. Now, how do you find the elasticity coefficient? It is percent change in quantity and percent in price. You'll see this similar formula for everything else, right? And elastic is, there's lots of it, there's lots of substitutes, and it's a large portion of your income, and the elasticity coefficient is greater than 1. Now, let's shift over to PES. Price elasticity of supply. It measures how sensitive quantity supply is to changes in price. Now the graph is similar. It's also pretty steep. And when you change it, it doesn't change much. So they're pretty hard to make usually. They have a high barrier of entry. There's not many firms that do it. And the elasticity coefficient is less than 1. Now, if it's elastic, it's easy to make. There's low or no barrier, and it's low cost, and the elasticity coefficient is greater than 1 based on this quantity supply or quantity demand. Now, elastic, the graph, it'll look pretty steep, but in another way. It'll look like this, right? And if it goes to the right, notice how it's a pretty big change, right? Now, there are 2 more we need to cover. There's XED, the cross price elasticity. It measures how sensitive a product is to the change of another price. So, it'd be percent. Well, whoops, I should probably write it up there. It's percent in change of quantity of good B. And it's percent change in price of good A. For example of this is like milk and cereal. If the price of milk skyrockets, you're not really going to want cereal as much, And income elasticity. It shows how sensitive quantity demand is to change in price. So there's also a formula for that. It is percent change in quantity over percent change in price. Income. So it's percent over percent, right? And this is a pretty important unit. It covers a lot of stuff.